Well, it helps anyway. I mean, it might not be the best way of respecting our dead, but it's definitely nice. Helps out. Yeah, because this graveyard's full and this graveyard is nearly full, so we just need another one. It's roughly smaller, probably the same size as this cemetery. It's called a cemetery, not a graveyard. A graveyard's probably a bit more grim, and, you know, there's a lot more necromancy going on. Yeah, definitely. When I go to my graveyards in real life, I do see a lot of random people in black robes run around trying to dig up the dead. Although they may be grave robbers, I didn't really stop to ask. Yeah. So there you go, a graveyard. Let's take up a little bit of space as well. I think we need stone housing along the side here. Am I getting greedy? I think I shouldn't expand this quickly. It's a bit too fast to start expanding this early on. Anyone one student. Fantastic. So one person in this entire town is being taunt. The student is actually the teacher. She's currently learning, or he is currently learning. I'm sorry, I just can't imagine dudes being teachers. It just doesn't really work. Well, I don't mean that. It doesn't really work. It's just that, I don't know. It's just like, you have that, like, male head teacher that's just like, oh, I've got very big cheeks. He sounds like that as well. Like, it just, in my mind, it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not too sure why. I'm speaking of, like, primary school, by the way. I'm not speaking of secondary school that lot, because you don't really mind at that point. But yeah, what have you got for sale? Corn seeds. Do we have corn? I think we have wheat, but not corn. Corn could be pretty useful, yeah. I think having corn's a pretty good idea, because I do want to see some nice corn situations arise. And also, I'm pretty sure you can make stuff out of corn. Can you? Oh, crap. Let's find out. We can make stuff out of wheat. Still, though, it would be nice to have corn. So I think I'll do that. No, he's one of those people that doesn't like to buy fish in that a lot. No, don't matter then. We won't be able to afford it. Okay, then. We'll worry about that later on, though. What's happening here? Why are you not working, sir? Do. Alright, then. Bit of a bug, I suppose. Look at this little mini graveyard. Or cemetery. It looks like, you know, it's a bit grim, the situation. Only 9 graves can go in that one. Wow, that's quite small. But it looks like it would be a nice garden as well. And I think that's what they should also have in this game. The automatic generation of gardens. And when I say automatic, I mean the same as a cemetery. You know, depending on how big it is what it looks like. Just to maybe it improves happiness. You know, that kind of thing. But also you can use it for filler. And, you know, that's really cool. And I really like that. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about that. How's the apples this year? Or pears, I mean. Looks pretty good. The pears in this area should be very good as well. Yep. It should be better this year because it should be fully grown. And what about the lamb and that lot? We got 200 mutton and 24 wool. That's pretty cool. And chickens. Hopefully a lot of eggs and a lot of chicken. Yep. That's pretty cool. Feeling pretty good about that. I'm very happy that we have these pastures. Also encourage different types of food variants, you know. Let's look at this little house right here. Look at the inventory. Wow! These people like to eat. They eat like kings, ladies and gentlemen. They have 48 fish. The house stinks. I mean, imagine it. They don't have fridges or anything. They just have little baskets where they put all the fish. And they can't eat all that fish in one day. They just can't. That house literally reeks. Not metaphorically, literally reeks. I don't know why I say literally reeks. Like, how would I metaphorically make that, like, it's metaphorically stinking. Like, oh, like, how does that work? It doesn't work. And all that venison's probably rotten by now. These people eat like kings and they throw food away like kings. Okay, we're gonna need actually a rubbish pit and just put loads of food in it. That's how annoying these people are, okay? They're just terrible. We've had enough of beans. We're gonna put some squash in this area. This lovely town is looking for some light squash. They want to make some, like, nice juice. I was about to pull out a brand name right there, but I'm not going to do so unless they pay me. Great. There you go. That's how it works. How is the gatherer's hut doing? Yeah, it's all right. Like, it's getting the goods, really. Like, you know, mushrooms and roots and berries. They're the kind of foods that you treat yourself with. Well, pretty much. They're like filler foods. We don't need that many of them. Just nice to have. Also, the food limit, I think, has increased again. Oh, no, it's fine. Well, actually, it has increased again. Like, we should really go to... No, that's the limit, I feel. That is the limit. If anything, I should encourage growth. I just spat a little bit on the pop filter there. That was disgusting. Yeah, we need to encourage growth, and more housing would really help with that. So just like build a load more houses along here. There we go. And we want to build the town off in this direction, I feel. And maybe having another fishery here as well would really help things out, especially with the food situation. But we do want to make this town massive. Like, obviously making little towns like this sticking off from it is a good idea, because you can get like different variants of foods and stuff like that from these towns that can then transport over to these ones. But this main town here is pretty cool because it's going to be where a lot of people live and where a lot of people work. I mean, obviously a lot of people work over here, but this is sort of the working district. Like, we're just going to replace this mine later on and put another mine right next to it, because that will be fully ready to go. And, well, hopefully it will anyway. Maybe it won't. Maybe this entire mountain is one entire fuel source, and the bigger the mountain, the more fuel we get. But the same with the quarries. We're just going to dig out more quarries around this general area. But, of course, what we can do in the future is maybe have a nice... Now, we won't have one there because it's too close to this main town, but having a nice main town over here... See, now that won't be a bad idea, because there's lots of things going on in this little area here that we can very much exploit. And by that, I mean make the same general creation that we have done in this town, but it'll feel different. Also, a lot of people have become workers, which I very much enjoy, or very much like the idea of. So we're just going to get more people in the quarries. One more person there. And forester or hunter? I'm going to say a hunter, because, you know, having more level workers and that lot's pretty good. Oh, no, then again, it looks like no one's working at the tailors again, because I guess the tailor died again. The tailors keep pinching themselves with those needles. I wouldn't recommend doing so. There's so much obelisks. It's a very evil cemetery. I keep almost calling it a graveyard, but there are no necromancers. Remember that. The health of the town is a bit odd. It's not great, is it? Which is why we do need a hospital, I guess, at this point. Hospital. And it's perfect right there. It's an absolutely perfect fit. And I think this little house next to it needs to be made out of stone. And this wood cutter will also need to be made out of stone eventually. This hospital is going to be great, though, because at the moment we have average health of citizens, and we want, like, maximum. Like, we want, like, well, say average. Like, that is literally the average. But we want, like, maximum health and maximum happiness. And with a hospital, it might decrease happiness because people have to be waiting in, like, those little crappy waiting rooms for maybe, like, 3 hours, like, for no reason. Like, the doctor literally takes probably 10 minutes to do what he tells of you to do anyway, or what he wants of you. It sounds a bit dirty. And then just sort of stands around for 2 more hours and does load of bollocks, and then asks for the next person to come in. You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean? You probably do know what I mean. I haven't been to a hospital waiting room in ages, and, you know, I'll probably have to go to one eventually, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna be honest with you, not looking forward to it. We do need more builders though to get to work. This is very expensive, actually. We don't have enough stone. Like, we will have enough because we run a quarry. Like, we are a quarry owner. We will have enough stone, but still, you know, it's not great. And also, it looks like one of the workers here, the trading post, has died. So we just need to put one person in that. And look at these stone workers. Look at them go. They know what they're doing. They're ripe, filled with energy. Energy. I don't know why I said it like that, but we're going to stick with it. I'm going to mine some stone around this general area because screw it, might as well. Just get rid of it so that we don't have to feel stupid like getting these other supplies of stone. And it just mean the laborers and the people that are not really doing anything at the time just go ahead and do that. Because we still need a decent amount of stone anyway. Like, what is the output of this place? It was 90. So we get roughly 90 when we have 7 people. So we'll probably get, like, what, 94 or something like that when we have another, like, 4. You know, an amount, okay? We'll get an amount. It'll be a good amount. We'll be happy with the amount. But yeah, stone at the moment, as you can see, is not fully fulfilled. Iron we do have enough of, so they're probably just getting it from the town next to us. And it looks like the wheat is being created, and after all the stuff has been done, we'll be happy with that. But yeah, it looks like the wheat is being created. Merv just flew onto the door. So the reason he flies on the door is because there's a coat hanger there, where I put all my coats, obviously. Like, I don't put all my suitcases up there. I put my coats. I don't have a suitcase, and I don't intend of having one because I don't really need one. But he, like, flies up there because he has the ability to fly. recently he has learned to use his wings. By that I mean from birth he has known how to use his wings. And he there's a little window above it. Just a little. I don't know why there is. Like there's a little inside window above the door. I don't see the point of it, to be honest with you, but it's there. And he he flies on top of the hangar, and then just starts dancing and like twirling around and trying to open the door and stuff like that. And people can see him, and he just wants to look outside. He probably just wants to get out of the room for a little while. And I don't blame him. Stuck in this room for most of the day. Like I do take him out now and then, but for the most part, he's in this room, and it gets probably a bit boring. Like I do wish to take him outside more often than I do. I fear for him flying off because he's done it a few times, and luckily he hasn't flown off into the sunset. He has just flown onto a tree or on top of a building, which still isn't great because it takes ages for us to actually get him down. And you usually get like it becomes a huge spectacle and loads of people are watching and stuff like that. But still, you know, I tried to get this harness thing on him and he's just like, nope, don't like it. I don't like it. Whenever I get close, he goes like nuts. And he's like, no! Anyway, we're going to put a random person in and expect them to be a trained physician. And we'll feel pretty good about that. I'm going to get Merv off the door now, though. But I'm not going to pause or anything. You're going to hear me go towards him. I'm already further away now. Like, I'm in the process, as we sort of speak. Merv's getting annoyed because I'm getting closer. And I'm going to put him down here. Bonk him on the beak. No, I didn't bonk him on the beak. Because he was like, okay, I won't do it. Although as soon as I sit down and put the headset back on, he will proceed to fly back onto the coat hanger and start mucking around with the door. Because that's what he does. He's a parrot. I need a drink after that ordeal. I didn't stop talking. Now, the good thing about hospital is that we can treat plague, which I believe is a problem in this game. Like, randomly at some point, there will just be a plague or some sort of disease that will spread across the town. You need a hospital in order to deal with that. And I'm not too sure how effective it really is. I know this game has got sort of a thing, an affinity even, of killing you just cause. So we're going to have to watch out, basically. We're going to have to keep our eye open. This stone house is nice and done. A fisherman and a child live there, so the student, or the teacher, I mean, is going to get blamed for living in a house that isn't theirs. So they're not living in a house, but they're going to get blamed for living in that house, even though the people don't know they actually live in that house, just because that house came up as soon as that school came up. So they're just imagining the person with the education that's been part of the education system gets a nice house because they make more money. What is the currency, by the way, in this? Like, what am I giving these people for working? Food? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but I mean, you know, what's the system here? Are we communists? I suppose so. They're not getting anything for it. They're just working. I mean, yeah. Okay, then. There is no capitalistic system here. We're just workers. And that'll be done with that. We will be done with that. At the moment, though, the hospital doesn't have anyone. And, you know, it's good. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And I'm just going to treat this boarding house as my mansion. For this is where I live, even though it's probably the oldest and most rugged thing that we actually own in this town. Which isn't great. I wonder if there are any mods for Banished. I have to imagine there are mods. I would like to have some mods that increase the sort of variety of town, well, buildings and sort of activities and random events that happen. It's sort of like that FTL Captain's Edition, even though the FTL Captain's Edition wasn't really required, to be honest, because there's loads of content anyway. But it is nice to have that ridiculous bit of extra content that sort of acts itself as an entirely new FTL experience. But still, you know, Banished, you know, I'd like something similar where it's just like a load more extra things that you can do. And loads more of interesting events. And, you know, maybe every now and again if you make people so unhappy they riot. Maybe they do that anyway, to be honest. But, you know, some cooler things would happen. And it would be really cool. More like sort of events that would happen in the land. Like maybe there would be a drought. And there would just be no water at all. And that would stop trading. Or something as simple as that. And maybe people get thirsty. Or something like that very quick. And then you would need juice. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Small things like that would be pretty cool, though. Oh, wow. This guy sells a lot of things. Pumpkin seeds, pepper seeds, firewood, mutton, potatoes, and bean. Just bean. He sells a single bean for 666. And the same with the potatoes, actually. It costs 1, though, which is always nice. I thought the rock died then, but no. Someone got killed, though, and it wasn't nice. In a stone cutting accident, they were crushed by a rock. It's not great, but they were put into the new and improved cemetery, which doesn't really have anything new or improved about it. I probably sound a bit weird right now, and it will remain that way. I like keep twitching with the microphone in different ways, and I keep thinking that I sound different in every single video. And I don't want to sound different in every single video, but sometimes I just think I do, and I go a little bit mad. A little bit wonky. 69 people in our town, though. We're reaching that 70 right there. Only 30 more to go, or 31 more to go, until we have 100. I mean, we technically do have 100, because students count differently as children. I actually hope they don't, because then we'll have 20 students out of 23 children. And that would be pretty great. That would be better, though, because otherwise we would have, what, 43 children that are eating and not doing anything. Well, 23 of them are eating and not doing anything. 20 of them are learning, eating, and not doing anything. Which is better, I guess. But still, I would prefer them to be working. But they will do so in the meantime. However, more stonecutters is pretty great, and more miners is pretty great as well. Anything else that we need, ladies and gentlemen? Is there anything else? I'm not too sure. I can think of a few things. By that I mean I can't. The thing I would like to have more of, though, is housing. Just more housing. That's it. General housing. Like, just general housing. Not like really good, nice, posh housing. General housing for the general populace. There we are. And we're just going to have 3 more houses right here, because I kind of want to, like, cover this crop field, because I think it'll look pretty cool. And also, the expansion of the town would look really neat as well. Like, just more stuff happening. Like, the center of the town, I feel like, anyway, needs more stone. We have 169 stored stone. Where? Oh, yeah, of course. We told them to harvest the stone around us, and I guess they got, like, 150 of it, and then the others are probably from this little stonecutter area. It's late autumn, though. And it's getting nice and snowy. By nice and snowy, I mean horrible and snowy. Who the hell likes snow? It's alright.